Welcome to part 17 of an hour of fun facts. Don't forget to like and subscribe, as we'll start with the fun facts now. Breast implants are often an interesting topic of conversation, and one of the most impressive is the 4,000 cubic centimeter one. However, there are even bigger ones. Allegra, a well-known woman in the field of cosmetic surgery, has implants that reach 4,600 cubic centimeters. These figures may seem exaggerated, but they reflect the growing trend towards personalization in plastic surgery. Stephen Novak's work is a brilliant example of art that plays with perception. His painting, Portal, looks like a simple painting at first glance, but as you move it from side to side, it begins to come to life in a magical way. This illusion is made inside an acrylic that creates a three-dimensional effect. If you peek inside and stick your head in, it seems like you're inside the painting. In 2004, Paul Walker, known for his role in Fast and Furious, performed an act of kindness that went unnoticed by many. He secretly purchased an engagement ring worth $9,000 for an Iraq veteran. The couple had been arguing about their inability to afford it at a jewelry store, and overhearing their conversation, Paul decided to intervene. He paid for the ring and walked away unnoticed, proving that true generosity often manifests itself in selfless acts that seek no recognition. The queen termite is a fascinating insect that can reach surprising sizes. These creatures are essential to their colonies, as they are responsible for reproducing and maintaining the population. The size of a queen termite can be impressive, as it can be considerably larger than worker termites. Mount Thor in Canada boasts the world's longest vertical drop. If you were to jump from the top, you'd fall more than a kilometer without encountering anything in your path. And how about this fish with the world's saddest face? It's called an Argyropletugus and looks like a lost soul. Some rare clouds, called keyhole clouds, are horizontal tornadoes that barely hold their shape for minutes. And crocodiles' eyes are true anatomical wonders, with a third eyelid protecting their eyeball. Have you heard of parachute backpacks? The Spark system ensures a safe landing from up to 3,280 feet high. And the pom-pom on French sailors' caps isn't just for decoration, it helped them avoid hitting their heads while at sea. Meet the artist Mr. Sticker, who creates tattoos that look like stickers, so realistic they seem to peel off your skin. And in the ocean, a never-before-seen transparent octopus, the Nelarichiris vitraledo, has been filmed on rare occasions at extreme depths. The town of Saint-Malo in France features the highest tides in Europe, with houses designed as protective barriers. Meanwhile, in West Papua, the Koragai tribe live in tree houses 35 meters up, away from predators. As for wildlife, the pink sea cucumber can measure 10 to 30 centimeters and lives between 450 and 18,044 feet deep. Also, the Himalayan honeybee is the largest in the world, reaching up to 3 centimeters in length. Amazingly, scientists have discovered a caterpillar that screams when touched, a fascinating defense mechanism. Artist Dark Young has created a speaker that uses ferrofluid to visualize music patterns. Each of these pieces of data reveals an astonishing aspect of our world, reminding us how fascinating life can be in all its forms. The stairs to enter the house attraction in Sweden are a sight in themselves, and some do it better than others. Did you know that John Lasseter, the former creative director of Pixar, has his own wine brand? He launched a limited edition with images from the films he directed. Desserts also have their magic. Imagine edible balloons filled with helium, made of sugar and fruit flavoring. Even the shoelaces are edible. You can choose whether you want to swallow the helium or not to make your voice sound higher. While many arrive home from work by car, bus, or train, in Basel, Switzerland, some choose to sail on the river, putting their belongings in a bag and letting themselves be carried by the current. Every week, around 15,000 euros are thrown into the Trevi fountain. Science also has its place in the world of sport. This is how they test badminton cocks or flies in a wind tunnel, making sure the feathers are properly aligned. Also, YamEffects, a special effects company, prepares cars that will be destroyed in action movies. They make strategic cuts and damage to make the destruction as epic as possible. When it comes to getting rid of trash on the International Space Station, they simply throw it overboard in a bag. Don't worry, it disintegrates in the atmosphere. As for rabbits, a binky is a jump in which they kick or spin in the air when they are very happy. Male fiddler crabs perform a synchronized dance to show their health status to the females. In the world of curiosities, the Statue of Unity in India, at 597 feet high, is the tallest in the world. But it will soon cease to be so with the inauguration of two other even larger statues in 2023 and 2026. If you're talking about bicycles, the largest parking lot in the world is in the Netherlands, with capacity for 12,500 bicycles. You can get lost in it. Also, we invite you to see some finalist images of the Animal Comedy Awards. The skeletal comparisons between an overweight person and one of average weight are surprising. In Prague, there is a restaurant that functions as a train station, where drinks and food travel on a train directly to your table. Imagine a plane trip in a small, luxury apartment. That's exactly what Etihad Airways offered. It's the resident service, costing between $30,000 and $65,000, included a double bed, a lounge, and a private bathroom. Are you ready for a trip to space? The MS Voyager will take you to the stratosphere in a cabin with a 360-degree panoramic view for the modest sum of $125,000. And back on Earth, the infinite coffee tables use mirrors and lights to create impressive illusions. Valentin Deluc takes us on an extreme trip through Turkey, gliding on his bike between hot air balloons. In 2008, astronaut Atako Doi threw a boomerang into space, an impressive feat. And have you seen how the makeup is prepared for the character Fingers in Merlina? Julia Phillips's art installation in New York's Highline Park is an invitation to experience the viewer's gaze through binoculars, while their eyes are recorded and projected onto a screen. On the other hand, Shelby Counterman has made cockroaches her pets, taking care of more than 4,000 of them. And in the world of sport, Barbo, a talented beatboxer, manages to make 100 sounds in just 4.83 seconds. An impressive skill. Automotive technology is also advancing rapidly. Mercedes-Benz has developed a car without a steering wheel or pedals, controlled by joysticks. This futuristic vehicle looks like something out of a science fiction film. The woodpecker's tongue. This is how a woodpecker's tongue works. It grows from its skull, the smallest shark. This tiny creature you're looking at is the smallest species of shark in existence. It was discovered in the Gulf of Mexico in 2010 and is just 14 centimeters long. The asteroid that wiped out the dinosaurs. Did you know that if the asteroid that wiped out the dinosaurs had hit 30 seconds later, it would have landed in the ocean? This would have greatly reduced the force of the impact. If it had, not all dinosaurs would have become extinct and humans would never have existed. This Egyptian dress, made up of more than 7,000 individual pieces, was found in 1927 inside a tomb in Giza. This is what it looks like when assembled. From a young age, samurai are taught to bathe this way, with one leg out of their pants in case they are attacked during this vulnerable moment. This way, their mobility will not be compromised and they will be able to get up to fight. Stripes and spots on the fur of cats and other animals are not limited to just their hair. They grow from their skin. If they were to shave and cut off all their fur, you would still be able to see them. This is the oldest pencil in existence. It was found on the roof of a 17th century house and is now part of the private collection of Faber-Castell. Did you know that mustard helps fight cramps? One hypothesis for why they occur is due to a misinterpretation of nerves. Mustard and other foods with a strong flavor activate a group of nerve receptors in your mouth that stimulate and distract your nervous system, deactivating the impulses that form cramps. This is how 13th century Europeans imagined African animals. These paintings were made from the stories told by explorers. Here you can see the representation of a crocodile, a lion, and an elephant. They were a bit lost. The most expensive domain in the world was sold for $872 million. The first type of vending machine was invented by a Greek engineer named Hero of Alexandria in the 1st century. His machine dispensed holy water in temples in exchange for a coin. When someone inserted a coin, the weight of the coin activated a mechanism that released the water. The oldest cheese in the world is over 3,200 years old. This cheese was so well preserved that scientists were able to identify it. Paper money was invented in China over 1,000 years ago during the Tang Dynasty. Before that, people used metal coins or even things like salt or spices to exchange goods. Paper money became popular because it was easier to transport than heavy coins. Dry ice is not water, it is frozen carbon dioxide. When exposed to air, instead of melting like regular ice, it turns directly into a gas, creating a white smoke effect. This phenomenon is called sublimation, and that's why dry ice is often used in special effects to create fog. Before electronic calculators existed, people used abacuses to perform mathematical calculations. An abacus is a frame with beads that slide on rods. Although it's an old invention, some people around the world still use it because it's a quick and effective way to add and subtract. The musical notes we use today are based on a system created over 1,000 years ago by a monk named Guido of Arezzo. He invented a notation system to teach singers how to read music. This system evolved over time and became the basis for modern musical notation. Volcanoes can be active for thousands of years. Some volcanoes are active for a long time, such as the Stromboli volcano in Italy, which has been erupting almost continuously for over 2,000 years. Volcanoes are openings in the Earth's crust that allow magma, gases, and ash to escape from the Earth's interior. When a mare, which is a mother horse, is ready to give birth, she usually does so standing up. The interesting thing is that the foal, or baby horse, is born with its front legs and head coming out first. This allows it to land softly on the ground, almost as if it knows it has to get ready to run. Within minutes of birth, the foal can already stand up, and in no time at all, it begins to walk and trot. It's amazing how quickly they learn. Plastic soda bottles have 5 ridges on the bottom. Plastic water or juice bottles have an almost flat bottom except for a slight curve. This is not accidental. A plastic bottle is made by placing a plastic tube in a mold and putting a little air inside so that it expands to the necessary shape. The problem is that at the bottom, the bottle will always have a fold outward that makes it unstable. To avoid this, they also send some air in from the bottom, creating that small fold at the base. Flat bottoms are common because they require less plastic, but soda and sparkling water require special treatment. These liquids have an internal pressure that can push the plastic outwards, which alters the base and stable shape of the bottle. That's why soda bottles have a curved shape. Thanks to this, they are more resistant to pressure. Fold a regular paper in a paper tube, the second will provide more resistance. Likewise, curved plastic is more resistant to any pressure. Take a look at your bag of potato chips. You'll probably find these little colored circles. The manufacturer puts them there to test the packaging design. They're called color control patches. The circles are not from the same palette as the final packaging. They are superimposed to achieve the desired result. So why do they need them? Let's imagine something goes wrong and the machine prints on the wrong bases. That would be a lot of wasted money. These control patches are there to make sure that the final print is correct. If they're not, the manufacturer will know for sure that the packaging will have errors too. These patches can detect excess or lack of color and resolve the problem. Human hair grows fastest at night and sheds an average of 100 hairs per day. This natural process is part of the hair growth cycle, which includes phases of growth, rest, and shedding. Hair health can be affected by multiple factors, including diet and personal care. Knowing how our bodies work can help us stay healthy and take better care of our appearance. Donald Duck cartoons were banned in Finland because he didn't wear pants. This cultural quirk raises questions about perceptions of clothing and morality in society. The decisions made by censors may seem curious, but they reflect a broader focus on cultural norms and expectations of behavior in different social contexts. A sneeze travels from your mouth and nose at 99 miles per hour. This physical phenomenon is an astonishing reminder of the power of our body. Studies reveal that 100 cups of coffee consumed within a 4-hour period can cause death. This extreme fact highlights the dangers of caffeine in large quantities. While many people enjoy the energizing benefits of coffee, it is crucial to be aware of the risks associated with excessive consumption. Moderation and awareness about our consumption habits are essential to maintaining a healthy lifestyle. Cockroaches can live without their heads for a week. This extraordinary ability highlights the adaptability and resilience of these insects. The anatomy of cockroaches allows them to survive in extreme conditions, making them a fascinating subject of study in biology. This fact also leads us to reflect on survival in nature and the surprising adaptations that living organisms have developed. The peel of a banana is the part richest in potassium. This nutritional fact may surprise many as we commonly consume the inner part of the fruit. Potassium is essential for health, and learning more about the nutrients contained in the foods we eat can help us make more informed decisions about our diet. In New Zealand, it is illegal to take a dog for a ride on a bicycle. This peculiar legislation reflects a unique approach to animal safety and welfare. While in many parts of the world it is common to see dogs accompanying their owners on bicycles, this rule sets a limit that aims to protect both animals and cyclists. Pigeons can recognize human faces. This surprising fact highlights the intelligence of these birds, which are often underestimated. Pigeons' ability to remember and distinguish between different faces has interesting implications for understanding animal cognition and interspecies relationships. Water can boil and freeze at the same time. This phenomenon, known as the triple point of water, occurs under specific conditions of pressure and temperature. Understanding this physical concept is fundamental to natural science and engineering. The study of water and its properties helps us better understand the world around us and the processes that govern life on our planet. Crabs can walk in any direction, but they most commonly do so sideways. This distinctive trait is an example of adaptability and evolution in nature. The way crabs move allows them to evade predators and navigate their environment efficiently. Pedigree has launched an innovative initiative where they put a dog in front of an orchestra, and the musicians play to the rhythm of the dog's wagging tail. As the dog gets excited or wags its tail faster, the music gets louder. This fun experiment not only offers an interactive musical experience, but also raises funds to help dogs in vulnerable situations. A creative idea that combines music and love for animals. Did you know that you can check your hydration level by pinching the skin on your knuckles? If the skin springs back quickly, it means you are well hydrated. If it takes a while to return, it may be a sign that you need to drink more water. Have you seen the special Deadpool controller for Xbox? On the back, it has unique details that reflect the character's sarcastic and funny style. This controller is perfect for Deadpool fans looking for something that matches their passion for video games and sense of humor. Plus, it has an ergonomic design that makes it comfortable to use, making long gaming sessions more entertaining. Whistling Diesel decided to strap a 7,000 horsepower engine to a playground wheel. Although it took a while to get up to speed at first, once it started moving, the wheel became nearly unstoppable. This experiment, while risky, showed the incredible power of the machinery. However, it's not something that would be recommended to try at home, as it could be dangerous to handle so much power without the proper precautions. In some places in the United States, it's possible for your pet to legally be your witness at a wedding. Although it sounds unusual, pets can sign with their paw, becoming an official part of the ceremony. For many, their pets are an essential part of their lives, so having them present at such an important moment as a wedding makes a lot of sense. It's an adorable and symbolic detail that many pet owners have adopted. Mohammed Sofi and his friends have created some amazing animations that trick your mind. Their visual effects play with the perception of reality, creating optical illusions that are hard to believe. These animations have gained popularity on social media, where users are amazed by what they see. This is one of the best advertising campaigns I've seen recently. Player Shohei Ohtani accidentally broke the LED panel of a screen while hitting a home run. The brand decided to use this as advertising, and to commemorate the moment, they released this special edition can. This type of creativity in advertising campaigns not only grabs attention, but also creates an emotional bond with consumers. Remember Google's dinosaur game? Well, they've released a new version where you can customize it. You can choose your own character, obstacles, and background. This adds a level of customization and fun to the classic game, allowing players to enjoy a unique and personalized experience. Min Mayo is a paper artist. Watch him design, print, cut, and glue. This model is Majin Buu scale. His level of patience and detail is incredible. Paper artists like Min Mayo prove that art can take many forms, using simple materials to create complex and beautiful works. This type of creativity inspires others to explore their artistic abilities. Did you know that there are these types of high-heel shoes that have a compartment in the sole? You can store the heel in case you get tired. Fashion is often at the intersection of functionality and aesthetics, and these types of inventions prove that the two can coexist. This is Clarence Nash, the creator of Donald Duck's voice. He made these sounds by trapping air in his mouth, achieving an iconic effect that we all know. Anyone can change the color of the lights on this tower using an app. It is an art installation that appears from time to time in some cities in Europe. This type of interactive art not only beautifies the urban space, but also allows people to actively participate in their environment. Look what they found on the lid of a coffin in Egypt. It's Marge Simpson. It looks like her, but it's not. This is the depiction of Taddy East, the daughter of an important high priest. The funny thing is that they share the same skin color, clothes, and hair. In China, children learn in school about the importance of education and how it applies in everyday life. In South Korea, there is a unique trend: dream concerts. Instead of seats, they offer beds, and various artists play music and soothing sounds while people relax. Who wouldn't want to enjoy such a show, with the possibility of falling asleep while being enveloped in soft melodies? Imagine having a device that allows you to accurately scan your teeth with artificial intelligence. From the comfort of your home, that's already possible, and it's an innovative way to take care of our dental health. However, beware of bacteria on beverage cans. Studies have shown that they contain more bacteria than we think, even after cleaning them. The rind of pineapples is incredibly resistant to heat. When an iron ball at 1832 degrees Fahrenheit is applied to it, almost nothing happens. Perhaps firefighters should consider suits made from pineapple rind to protect themselves. If you're craving crepes but don't have a crepe maker, don't worry. There are creative ways to make them without any special utensils. So feel free to experiment in the kitchen. And finally, imagine Chewbacca from Star Wars without hair. A fun sight, right? Also, Sony's new microsurgery robot is revolutionizing the medical world, performing delicate operations on small tissues like veins and nerves with impressive precision. The most common surname in the world is Wang, with around 107 million people bearing it. In the Spanish-speaking world, the most common surname is Garcia, which is ranked 47th globally. Did you know that around 3 million ships have sunk in the ocean? This means that all the remains of these ships are somewhere in the depths of the sea. They are not just waste, as many of these sunken ships contain unimaginable treasures, with millions of items, jewelry, and other treasures. It is estimated that there are around $60 billion worth of lost treasures in the ocean. I think I'll move to the beach and start looking for some of them. For decades, scientists have recorded a mysterious and lonely sound in the depths of the sea, and recently it was discovered that this sound is emitted by a male whale trying to communicate with other whales. However, there is a problem. This whale was born with a defect that causes it to emit sounds at a frequency of 52 Hz, while other whales of its species communicate at a much lower frequency. Therefore, no matter how hard it tries to communicate, sadly, no one hears its call. Did you know that the Nike logo only costs the brand $35? This iconic symbol was designed by a graphic design student who was paid $2.50 per hour and completed the job in 17.5 hours. This is a reminder of how great ideas can emerge from modest beginnings. Despite the low initial investment, the Nike logo has become one of the most recognized and valued in the world. Over time, when the company went public, the student received 500 shares as compensation, which today are worth around $1 million. Wombats are fascinating animals that use their rear ends to defend themselves from predators. When faced with a threat, these marsupials flee into their burrow and block the entrance with their rear ends. Their rear ends are reinforced with cartilage, allowing them to withstand attack from predators. If the intruder manages to get in, wombats can crush it with their rear ends, a surprisingly effective tactic. In 2019, Burger King launched an innovative initiative in Mexico City, where drivers stuck in traffic could order a burger using the company's app. This service, which offered the convenience of having the food delivered directly to their vehicle, was a huge success. This is not rain you're seeing, it's cicada urine. Well, actually, it's not urine in the strict sense of the word. These types of insects suck sugars from trees and expel the excess in liquid form. When a tree is heavily populated by these insects, it seems to be raining. This phenomenon is not only curious, but also highlights the interconnection between insects and the ecosystem. Cicadas play a crucial role in the food chain, and their presence indicates a healthy environment. Plus, this behavior highlights how insects can influence the environment in surprising ways. So next time you see what looks like rain, pay attention. It could be a natural spectacle related to cicadas and their unique way of interacting with the world around them. Pelicans are fascinating birds, but their way of fishing is even more surprising. When watching a pelican dive into the water to catch a fish, it's easy to think they're simply looking for food. However, they have incredible technique. When diving, their large beaks expand, forming a kind of net that catches the fish. This behavior not only helps them get food, but it also allows them to be efficient in their hunting, which is essential for their survival in the wild. Did you know that zebras are actually brown? Their iconic white stripes are not a result of their base color, but rather a lack of pigmentation in the areas of their stripes. At birth, zebras have brown fur, and it is the stripes that they develop as they grow. This unique pattern not only makes them visually interesting, but it also helps them camouflage in their natural habitat, blending in with the vegetation and movement of their herd. When you think of olive oil, you probably imagine its use in salads and cooking. However, olive oil has a prominent place in the history of many cultures. Used for thousands of years, it has been a symbol of peace and prosperity and has been associated with religious rituals. In ancient Greece, athletes were anointed with olive oil before competing as a symbol of victory. Cats are known for their agility, but what many don't know is that their body is uniquely designed for hunting. They have an exceptional sense of balance thanks to their inner ear, which allows them to land on their feet almost every time. This instinct, called the righting reflex, is automatically activated, meaning that even from great heights they can land unharmed. This is especially useful in the wild, where they must be agile to survive and hunt. Disney often uses animals and inanimate objects as references to create characters. For example, the Beast in Beauty and the Beast is based on a combination of several animals. He has the mane of a lion, the beard of a buffalo, the tusks of a boar, and human features. If you ever get déjà vu when watching Disney movies, don't worry, you're not losing your mind. Disney was known for recycling scenes. A notable example is the final dance in Beauty and the Beast, which is very similar to a scene in Sleeping Beauty. While many know this secret by now, it's worth remembering that back in the day, animating was a laborious process. Before the digital age, animators had to draw 24 frames per second, so they resorted to generic scenes to save time. Although Disney movies aren't known for fighting or killing, it's surprising to learn that the princess with the most deaths to her name isn't a villain, but Mulan. In her first movie, she uses a cannon to create an avalanche that buries 2,000 men on horseback. So Mulan is technically responsible for 4,000 deaths, a fact that may shock your childhood. In Germany, drivers show an exemplary attitude towards traffic jams. When there are traffic jams on the roads, these motorists have the courtesy to pull their vehicles over to the side of the road. This gesture allows emergency vehicles to pass through without problems, ensuring that health and rescue services reach their destination as quickly as possible. Also, in situations where children are involved in a car accident, the police have a sweet custom. They give teddy bears to the affected children. Since 2001, all balls used in the Wimbledon Tennis Championship have had a very special second purpose. Instead of being thrown away, these balls are reused to create little houses for voles. This initiative is not only creative, but also sustainable. The vole houses are waterproof, providing a safe and warm shelter for these small rodents. By reusing the balls, the accumulation of plastic waste is avoided, and a home is provided for the voles, helping to maintain balance in the ecosystem. Baby sea turtles have a fascinating behavior at birth. Before hatching, the most developed hatchlings send signals to the other eggs, telling them that it is time to break the shell and head out into the ocean. This act of communication is a clear example of how these creatures work together from the beginning of their lives, a behavior that is often overlooked. The synchronization of hatchings ensures that all the hatchlings can make their way to the water at the same time, increasing their chances of surviving predators on the beach. Mandarin Chinese is the most widely spoken language in the world, with over 1 billion native speakers. It is followed by Spanish and English, which also have a large number of speakers globally. Linguistic diversity is rich. For example, in Papua New Guinea, over 800 different languages are spoken. The peregrine falcon is the fastest animal in the world, reaching speeds of up to 149 miles per hour in a dive. This impressive sprinter uses its speed to hunt birds in flight. Pulled cheese, made from donkey milk in Serbia, is considered one of the most expensive cheeses in the world, with a price tag that can reach up to $1,000 per kilogram due to its scarcity and complicated production process. Human constructions have left an impressive mark on the planet, from the pyramids of Egypt to the Taj Mahal. The Great Wall of China, which stretches for more than 13,048 miles, is one of the largest structures ever built by humans. Its construction began in the 7th century BC and spanned several dynasties. Although it was built primarily to protect against invasions, today it is a symbol of human ingenuity. Machu Picchu, the ancient Incan city in Peru, is an archaeological site that attracts millions of tourists each year. Its location in the Andean Mountains and advanced architecture make it a wonder of the modern world. The Basilica of the Sagrada Familia in Barcelona, designed by Antoni Gaudí, has been under construction since 1882 and is not expected to be completed until at least 2026. This expiatory temple combines Gothic and modernist styles and is an iconic symbol of the city. This unique celebration honors the deceased with offerings, decorative skulls, and colorful festivities. It is a time to remember loved ones who have departed and celebrate their life with joy rather than sadness. Holy Week processions in Spain are renowned for their solemnity and beauty. Each region has its own traditions, but they all share a deep religious and cultural meaning. The Holy Festival, known as the Festival of Colors, celebrates the arrival of spring with music, dance, and throwing of colorful powders between friends and family. It is a vibrant celebration that symbolizes the victory of good over evil. Sushi is one of the most iconic dishes in Japan, made with seasoned rice and raw fish or seafood. There are many varieties from nigiri to maki, each with its own preparation and presentation. Tacos are a staple in Mexican cuisine, with an endless variety of fillings including meat, beans, vegetables, and spicy sauces. Each region has its own traditional versions that reflect local ingredients. The Northern Lights are a natural phenomenon that lights up the night sky with vibrant colors, visible in polar regions due to the interaction between the solar wind and the Earth's atmosphere. This visual spectacle is considered one of the most beautiful on the planet. Volcanic eruptions can be devastating, but they also create stunning landscapes and fertile land for agriculture. Volcanoes such as Mount Vesuvius have left indelible marks on human history. The Voynich manuscript is an ancient book written in an unknown language and illustrated with strange botanical and astronomical drawings, which has baffled cryptographers and historians for centuries. Mount Everest. Many insects have the ability to blend in with their surroundings to avoid being detected by predators or to stalk their prey. Some examples include moths that resemble leaves and stick insects that camouflage themselves as branches. Behind Beyoncé's powerful stage presence and undeniable confidence lies a more reserved and shy Beyoncé in her personal life. To overcome this shyness and channel her energy on stage, Beyoncé created an alter ego called Sasha Fierce, where she can break free from inhibitions and unleash her full potential as a performer. McDonald's adapts its menu to local tastes in different countries around the world. For example, in India, McDonald's offers vegetarian burgers, and in Japan, it serves rice burgers and drinks like the McFizz. Did you know that in Scotland, men wear skirts? In Scotland, the traditional garment that men wear is known as a kilt, not a skirt. The kilt is a Scottish skirt that is part of traditional male attire at formal events, ceremonies, and special occasions. It is an iconic garment that is associated with Scottish culture and is usually made from checkered fabric known as tartan, which identifies the clan or region to which the wearer belongs. Converse sneakers, known as Chuck Taylors after basketball player Chuck Taylor, have evolved from their creation in 1917 as sports shoes to become an icon of casual and urban fashion today. Montezuma Castle National Monument is a limestone structure in Arizona built by the Sinagua civilization over 800 years ago. Although it is called a castle, it is actually an apartment complex that is situated on a sandstone cliff and consists of several floors and rooms built from wood and adobe. Richard Linklater's film Boyhood was filmed over 12 years to capture the real growth of its main cast. These are Mason Evans Jr., the main character, from age 6 to 18. His mother, Olivia Evans, is played by Patricia Arquette, Samantha Evans, Mason's sister, and the father of the two brothers, played by Ethan Hawke. It was filmed over 12 years with the same cast. Although Mount Kilimanjaro is known for being the highest mountain in Africa and for its snow-capped peak, it is actually a dormant volcano made up of 3 volcanic cones: Kibo, Mawenzi, and Shira. Although Penelope Cruz is known for her roles in English-speaking films, such as Vanilla Sky, where she starred with Tom Cruise, her native language is Spanish. She is one of the most successful Spanish actresses in the international film industry. Chlamydosaurs, a type of lizard, are known for being extremely long-lived. These Australian native lizards, characterized by an elongated crest of skin that they can fan out when they open their mouths, have been recorded to live for more than 100 years in captivity. In the scene where Indiana Jones is chased by a giant stone ball, the ball weighed more than a ton and was made of fiberglass. The special effects team had it roll backwards to make it look faster on screen. Schwarzenegger first won the Mr. Olympia title in 1970 at the age of 23, becoming the youngest winner in the history of the competition. Morgan Freeman is a beekeeping enthusiast and has several hives on his ranch in Mississippi. Cairo, the capital of Egypt, is the most populous city in Africa, with around 20 million inhabitants and one of the oldest in the world, with a history dating back more than 4,000 years. The Sami are an indigenous people who live in the Arctic of Norway, Sweden, Finland, and Russia. They are known for their nomadic culture and for being experts in reindeer herding, which they use as a source of food, clothing, and transport. The most expensive dress in the world is the Nightingale of Kuala Lumpur, created by Malaysian designer Faizali Abdullah and decorated with 751 diamonds. It has an estimated value of $30 million. Richard Branson, founder of the Virgin Group, has several world records to his name. Among them, he is the first man to cross the Atlantic in a hot air balloon and the first to cross the English Channel in an amphibian. Kopi Luwak coffee, originally from Indonesia, is one of the most expensive coffees in the world. What makes it unique is that the coffee seeds go through the digestive system of an animal called a civet before being harvested, which is believed to give it a distinctive, smooth taste. During the pool party scene in La La Land, Ryan Gosling actually played the piano live without any editing tricks or stunt work. Gosling underwent months of intensive training to learn how to play the jazz pieces featured in the film. The oldest fashion magazine in the world is Harper's Bazaar, founded in 1867 in the United States. Its first issue focused on Parisian fashion and was a weekly publication. Roman Abramovich, the Russian tycoon and former owner of the Chelsea FC football club, is a leading figure in the world of wealth and luxury. His yacht Eclipse is a true wonder of the sea, known for its opulence and exclusivity. With a length of approximately 533 feet, the estimated cost of building the Eclipse is over $1 billion, making it one of the most expensive and luxurious vessels ever built. The Hongpao tea, originating in China, is considered one of the most expensive teas in the world. A single cup can cost thousands of dollars due to its rarity and quality. The Sword in the Stone, famous in the legend of King Arthur, actually exists in the Abbey of San Galgano in Italy. The sword is believed to have been driven into a rock by Saint Galgano in the 12th century as an act of renunciation of the material world. The top 3 Oscar-winning films are 3 films that won 11 awards. The first of these films is The Lord of the Rings, The Return of the King. Another film that shares this honor is Titanic, directed by James Cameron. And last but not least is Ben-Hur from 1959, which follows the life of a Jewish nobleman during the time of the Roman Empire. Also managed to take home 11 Oscars. Although it is rare, male mice of the Alston's brown mouse species are capable of vocalizing in a tone that resembles birdsong. They do this to attract females during mating season. During the scene in the 1998 film The Big Lebowski, in which the dude played by Jeff Bridges hits a Corvette with a stick, Bridges accidentally broke one of the car's headlights. Her shocked reaction is genuine, and the scene was kept in the film. In ancient Egypt, cats were considered sacred and were highly revered. They were believed to have protective powers and were associated with the goddess Bastet. Cats were so highly valued that their death was a cause for mourning, and many Egyptian homes had cat statues for protection. The scene in Forrest Gump, where Forrest runs through a field during his transcontinental journey, was filmed in Monument Valley on the border between Arizona and Utah. This location has been used in many famous films, including several classic westerns. The Taj Mahal in India changes color during different times of the day due to sunlight. It looks pink at sunrise, white during the day, and gold at sunset. This phenomenon is due to the composition of the white marble it is made of. Unlike depictions in movies and TV shows, space has no air to transmit sound, so there is no sound in the vacuum of space. Leshan Giant Buddha, located in Sichuan Province, China, is the largest stone-carved Buddha statue in the world. It is approximately 71 meters tall and was built between the years 713 and 803 during the Tang Dynasty. Muay Thai is a martial art and combat sport originating in Thailand. Also known as the art of 8 limbs, it uses fist, elbow, knee, and leg, strikes to attack and defend. It is known for its intensity and versatility in combat, as well as its emphasis on mental strength and discipline. Rihanna is the richest music artist in the world according to Forbes. In 2021, Forbes named Rihanna the richest music artist in the world, with an estimated fortune of over $1.7 billion. Much of her financial success comes from her makeup line, Fenty Beauty, and her lingerie brand, Savage X Fenty. Both brands say Fenty as it is her last name. In Antarctica, there is a natural blood waterfall that flows from a glacier on Taylor Island. The waterfall gets its dark red color due to the oxidation of iron in the water, and although it looks like blood, it is actually extremely saline and acidic saltwater. Film director James Cameron, known for films such as Titanic and Avatar, is an enthusiast of underwater exploration. He is the only human being to have descended solo to the deepest point in the ocean, the Mariana Trench, in a specially designed submarine. Although commonly associated with French cuisine, French fries have their origins in Belgium. Quentin Tarantino's film, Pulp Fiction, got its title from the fictional pulp magazines popularized in the 1950s. These magazines often contained sensational and genre stories that inspired the film's narrative and aesthetic style. Barbie's full name is Barbara Millicent Roberts. Barbie, the popular doll, has a full name that is rarely mentioned. She was invented by Ruth Handler and named after her daughter Barbara. The Huli wig men of Papua New Guinea are known for their elaborate wigs, over 5 billion copies worldwide, made from human hair and bird feathers, which they wear as part of their traditional dress in ceremonies and rituals. The Danyang Kunshan Bridge, located in China, is the longest bridge in the world with a length of approximately 164.8 kilometers. It was opened in 2010 and spans the Yangtze River. The shooting stars we see in the sky are actually meteors that enter the Earth's atmosphere and burn up due to friction with the air. The Basset Hound is the breed of dog that has the longest ears. Known as the Blue City, Chefchaouen is famous for its streets and buildings, painted in blue and white. This city in northwestern Morocco is a popular destination for tourists looking to explore its narrow cobblestone streets, colorful markets, and calm, relaxed atmosphere. Nicole Kidman is the first Australian actress to win an Academy Award for Best Actress for her performance in The Hours in 2003. Papacolia Beach, also known as Green Sand Beach in Hawaii, is one of the few green sand beaches in the world. The green sand is due to volcanic minerals, such as olivine, found in the area. Romanesco, also known as Romanesco broccoli or Romanesco cauliflower, is a variety of cauliflower that is distinguished by its unique and distinctive appearance. One of the most fascinating features of Romanesco is its repetitive geometric patterns at different scales. Its florets are arranged in spirals that form a fractal-like structure, making it visually striking. In Sweden, there is the right to roam, known as allemansrätten. This law allows anyone to roam and camp freely in the wild, as long as private property and the environment are respected. You know what the most profitable movie in history is? It is the movie Paranormal Activity. This independent horror film, released in 2007, had an extremely low production budget of around $15,000 to $20,000, which is extraordinarily cheap for a Hollywood movie. Despite this modest budget, the movie managed to gross over $193 million worldwide, making it the most profitable movie in history. Approximately 70% of lightning that strikes the Earth falls on the oceans, because bodies of water are natural electrical conductors and cover most of the planet's surface. While Albert Einstein is famous for his genius in physics and the theory of relativity, he also contributed to the invention of the refrigerator. In 1926, together with his colleague Leo Szilard, They patented a refrigerator design that did not require electricity and used ammonia, butane, and water for cooling. Butterflies go through a metamorphosis process that includes 4 stages: egg, larva or caterpillar, pupa, and adult. This entire process takes 30 days. Before his political career as President of the United States, Ronald Reagan was a successful Hollywood actor. He appeared in more than 50 films, including Knute Rocken's All-American, a film based on a former American football coach in Kings Row, which tells the story of 5 friends in the American town of Kings Row before World War I. The Pepsi logo has undergone several modifications over the years. In 1898, the brand adopted its first logo, which featured the word Pepsi Cola in cursive. Since then, the logo has evolved to reflect design trends and brand identity, with notable modifications in 1950, 1962, 1973, and 2008. In the Kilimanjaro area, there live the Chagas, an ethnic group from Tanzania known for their terraced farming on the slopes of Mount Kilimanjaro and their coffee production. They are also known for their traditional dances and cultural ceremonies. Despite its fame, the Titanic was not the largest ship of its time. The RMS Olympic, built and operated by the same company as the Titanic, a Northern Irish company called Harland & Wolff, was slightly larger and was launched before the Titanic. However, the Titanic remains most famous due to its tragic sinking on its maiden voyage in 1912. Dung beetles have been found to use the Milky Way as a guide to roll their droppings in a straight line, which helps them move in the dark. Tomatoes, fruit or vegetable? Although commonly considered a vegetable, the tomato is botanically a fruit, as it develops from the ovary of a flower and contains seeds. Real wasabi, commonly used in Japanese cooking, is extremely expensive and rarely found outside of Japan. Most wasabi found on the market is actually a mixture of horseradish, mustard, and green food coloring. The Coffee Triangle in Colombia, comprised of the regions of Caldas, Quindío, and Risaralda, is famous for producing some of the world's finest coffee beans. Hyams Beach in Australia holds the Guinness record for having the whitest sand in the world. The sand is composed primarily of white quartz, giving it its distinctive bright white color. Derinkuyu is a fascinating ancient underground city located in the Cappadocia region of Turkey, with a depth reaching approximately 85 meters underground. This underground city has a remarkable architectural complexity, with an intricate network of passages, rooms, storage rooms, ventilation shafts, and water wells spread across multiple levels. It has been estimated that Derinkuyu could have housed over 20,000 people. Barack Obama won a Grammy Award in 2006 for his audiobook, Dreams from My Father, in the category of Best Spoken Word Album. Tardigrades are the world's most resilient beings. These tiny animals, also known as water bears, can survive extreme conditions such as the vacuum of space, high radiation, and extremely low or high temperatures. In addition to being one of the most successful rappers in the world, Jay-Z is also a successful entrepreneur. He has invested in multiple businesses, from the clothing brand Rocawear, a company he sold for $204 million, to the champagne company Armand de Brignac, where he owns 50% of the company, and even bought a Swedish streaming platform called Tidal. Sake, known as Nihonshu in Japanese, is a unique and revered alcoholic beverage in Japanese culture. It is produced from polished rice and water and fermented using a special fungus called kojikin, which converts the starches in rice into fermentable sugars. PepsiCo, the company behind Pepsi, was founded in 1965 through the merger of Pepsi Cola and Frito-Lay. PepsiCo is now one of the largest food and beverage corporations in the world, with brands including Doritos, Tropicana, Gatorade, and Lay's. The film Die Hard was initially intended to star Arnold Schwarzenegger. However, Schwarzenegger declined the role, leading to the casting of Bruce Willis to play John McClane. They based the character Aladdin on Tom Cruise. British actor Benedict Cumberbatch is a direct descendant of Richard III of England, one of the most famous monarchs in English history. Giraffes do not have vocal cords. Instead of making sounds, they produce infrasounds that are inaudible to humans, but can be detected by other animals at a long distance. Turkey is the only country that is located on 2 continents, Asia and Europe. The city of Istanbul, which is the largest city in Turkey, is located on both continents. Beyoncé is the woman with the most Grammy Awards in history, with a total of 28 awards. She is also the most nominated artist in the history of the Grammy Awards, with 79 nominations in her career. St. Basil's Cathedral in Moscow is shaped like a flame. This cathedral, located on Moscow's Red Square, is famous for its brightly colored domes and unique design. It was built in the 16th century, and its design resembles the flames of a bonfire. Located in the Irish Sea between Great Britain and Ireland, the Isle of Man is known for its motorcycle races on public roads, particularly the Isle of Man Tourist Trophy, which has been held since 1907 and is considered one of the most dangerous events in the world of motorcycling. In Colombia, there is a river called Caño Cristales that is known as the River of Five Colors. During certain months of the year, the water is filled with bright colors due to the presence of unique aquatic plants. The talented actress Natalie Portman speaks several languages fluently, including Hebrew, English, Spanish, French, German, and Japanese. This skill has allowed her to participate in films from different countries and cultures. Ethiopia, the only African country that was never colonized. Ethiopia is the only African country that was never colonized by European powers. This is due to Emperor Menelik II's successful resistance to Italian forces at the Battle of Adwa in 1896. Robins are migratory birds that are often associated with the arrival of spring. Their presence in many cultures is considered a sign of the breeding season and the beginning of spring after winter. In Japan, there are square watermelons. During World War I, a British soldier named Henry Tandy was on the Western Front in France when he came across a wounded German soldier. Instead of shooting him, Tandy let him go. Years later, Tandy learned that the German soldier was Adolf Hitler. Do you know the Dutch Venice? Giethoorn is a charming village in the Netherlands. What makes Giethoorn unique is that it has no roads. Instead, canals flow through the village, and the houses are connected by pedestrian bridges. Visitors can explore Giethoorn by boat, kayak, or bicycle, and enjoy the quiet beauty of this idyllic corner. During the filming of the opening scene in La La Land, the dance on the highway was filmed in just 2 days. A section of the highway was closed to film the scene, which was then digitally added to create the illusion of an empty road. The Cave of Crystals in Naka, Mexico is a natural wonder that is home to some of the largest crystals ever discovered on Earth. Located nearly 300 meters underground, this cave is known for its selenite crystals, a form of gypsum, that have formed over millions of years in an extremely hot and humid environment. The Crystal Cave is an inhospitable and dangerous place for humans due to its extreme conditions, which include temperatures that can exceed 50 degrees Celsius and nearly 100% humidity. In a scene from Fight Club, Edward Norton actually punches Brad Pitt in the ear. Brad's surprised reaction is genuine, as he was not expecting the blow. In addition to his namesake brand, Ralph Lauren is also known for his Polo Ralph Lauren sportswear line, which was launched in 1967. The Polo brand is recognized by its polo player logo. Don Quixote de la Mancha, written by Miguel de Cervantes, is considered one of the most influential books in the history of literature and the most widely read after the Bible. The Aurora Borealis, also known as the Northern Lights, are a natural phenomenon that occurs in regions near the Earth's magnetic poles. These colorful lights are caused by the interaction of charged solar particles with the Earth's atmosphere. Donald Trump, the 45th President of the United States, is the first president in modern American history not to have held a political or military office before assuming the presidency. The Scoville scale measures the spiciness of peppers. The habanero pepper, one of the spiciest, can measure up to 350,000 Scoville units, while the bell pepper can measure 0 units. Canberra, the capital of Australia, was selected for the national capital in 1908 to avoid disputes between Melbourne and Sydney over the title of capital. And this is all Zarpado, people. What curious facts surprised you the most? Leave your opinion in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more Zarpado content.